Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to get that salon quality blowout at home. I do it differently than I blow out someone else's hair. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I can't hold my arms up and behind my head, above my head for the 20 minutes that it takes to dry my hair. So this is the way that I figured out works best for drying my hair. Okay, so I like a lot of volume in my blowouts. This look doesn't have any teasing in it. This is all just the technique I use to dry, the technique I use to dry it and some hairspray. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Alright, so you want to start with damp, clean hair that's all combed out and everything, and then you're going to put your product in. The first product I always use is the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In product. The next product that I use is this Kenra Blow Dry Spray. And this is a heat protectant, but it also speeds up your drying time. Next, I'm going to use the Redken Velvet Gelatine. I like to add a little bit of Bedhead Small Talk. This is a 3-in-1 Thick Fire Energizer and Styler, so it adds a little bit of bulk to your hair and just gives you a nice hold. Alright, and then the last product I'm going to use while my hair is still wet is the Big Sexy Hair Root Pump Plus. And this is a spray mousse, and this just goes on your roots to give you lift. I like the spray mousse a lot better than just a spray because any root spray that I've tried gives you, it's kind of like a crunchy texture, which I really don't like. It looks almost like you shot a bunch of non-aerosol hairspray at your roots. I don't like that. So what I do is I take basically the rim of the top of my head, and so I do a part, spray it on there, rub it in, do that on the other side, and then in the back, and then I'm also going to add a little bit in my bangs. So pretty much what you're going to be doing when you blow dry your bangs is kind of confusing your roots almost, if that makes any sense. I've had a lot of clients just not be able to style their bangs because of cowlicks, or their hair dries funny, they wait too long to blow dry it, and then their bangs have pretty much already set where they're going to be laying. As you can see, my bangs are pretty wet. I mean, they're not soaking wet, but I wouldn't call them damp. And the way that I wear my bangs is just kind of a side part, but if I were to just blow dry them like this, they'd either be really flat or the part wouldn't lay right. So what you want to do is blow dry all of the bangs, just start at the roots and blow dry in the opposite direction of your part, and this works for straight bangs too. So you blow dry in one direction, concentrate on the roots, you don't have to worry about the ends, and then you go back in the other direction, and this is called wrapping when you keep the hair tight to the head with the brush. And so by, heating it this way, and then that way, and then that way, your hair is pretty much going to go where you want it to go. This step, you want to stop going in the opposite direction of your part. So I part my bangs on this side, so I'm going to end this step going in the opposite direction, and right now all of my roots are dry, the ends are just a little bit damp now, and then what you're going to be doing is, this is going to be the smoothing part and getting the nice curve in your bangs, and so basically the styling part, and your hair is going to go where you want it to go now because the roots are styled in every direction. So start with the hair in the opposite direction, and you're just going to take a little slice of hair, and then you're going to blow dry that straight down. And then you're going to take the next slice of hair, and you're going to blow dry that straight down. I have pretty thick bangs. Actually, my bangs kind of blend in with my layers, so what I like to do is clip back this top section, because you're in better control of your hair when you work with smaller sections. moving on to the length of the hair, the one thing that you don't want to do is concentrate all of your energy and all your arm strength on getting the bottom of your hair, you know, the perfect blowout, and then the top of your hair and around your face doesn't look good. So, and I have a lot of hair, so I really had to, you know, to figure out a way to dry my hair where I was able to do the entire blowout, including the top. It's a lot easier to be drying someone else's hair because you're working with your arms in front of you versus working behind you, above you, all that. So what I do is I take my dryer without the nozzle on, I use it on the warm setting, and I mainly go at the roots, getting them about 80% dry. By the point, you know, now that I've dried my bangs and everything, my ends are just a little bit damp, so you don't have to work, you don't want to do that too much, otherwise you're just going to be using way too much heat on your ends that isn't necessary. So go ahead and mostly dry your roots, and again portioning and again, sectioning your hair is key because you need to be in control of your hair, and you know, unless you have very, very, very thin hair, you're not going to be able to blow dry your entire head all in one shot. So I clip my hair up from the ears up, and then so go ahead and dry your roots. Alright, so that part is done. It doesn't take very long to do that step. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to switch your dryer to hot, and you're going to be working on really smoothing the hair. For the bottom part of my hair, I like the length of my hair to be really sleek and flat and concentrate the volume to my roots. I think that gives the best effect. It doesn't give you that big 80s, big all over crazy hair. It gives you that really sleek, smooth look. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and take your brush, high heat on your dryer, and just follow the brush down. And you want to go down because the way to get a really sleek, shiny look is dry in the direction of the hair, because that's going to smooth down your cuticle. If you're drying like this and going up, you're going to roughen up the cuticle of your hair and you're going to get that frizzy, not shiny at all look. But today I'm going to be using my medium-sized round brush. It's definitely my favorite. So now is the point that I'm going to be using my round brush, and what I do is, now this hair is completely dry, straight, smooth. So I just lift up the portion that I want volume, brush it up, stick the brush underneath at the roots, and roll the hair over. Hit it with the hair dryer to warm it up and let it cool. Now letting it cool is the key here, because the point of using heat to style your hair is that it reforms basically the structure of your hair. So if you were to heat it up, brush it out, let it cool, this is where your hair is cooling. If you have that big bend in there lifting up the roots, see, I don't put it down here, I lift the roots up. If you let it cool like this, your hair is going to cool with that bend in it, and that is what is going to give you volume. Alright, another way that you can get volume at your roots, if you don't want to use the round brush, if you don't feel comfortable using it, is by wrapping your hair, same as how I did my bangs. What you're going to do is you want to brush and dry the hair in the opposite direction that you want it to lay. So I have a little bit of a part and then the rest goes back. So this back part, I would brush it forward. So for the top section, I would brush it forward. This section, I would brush to the side, brush the other section to the other side, and that'll give you, whew, by using the curves of your head, it's almost like using a giant roller. So by using the curve of your head, you put some bend into the root of your hair, and that's what lifts it up and gives you the volume. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. Big fan of hairspray, so at this point I go in and mainly at my roots, get some hairspray on there. Today I'm going to be using Big Sexy Hairspray and Play. I like this when I'm wearing my hair down because it leaves my hair touchable, but it gives a really strong hold. So what you can either do is you can lift up, spray underneath, let it dry. That's the same as letting the heated hair cool, because the hairspray is going to hold the hair where it dries. So if your hair dries like this, you're going to have this hair is going to be held up, and it's going to give you some lift. If you just let it down, that's not going to give you the lift that you want to do. So you can lift up, spray, let it dry, and it doesn't take very long. It just takes a couple seconds of holding your hair up, and then just kind of mess it up a little bit just to break up the parts of the hairspray. Or you can scrunch up and spray on the outside. I like to do both just because I like my hair to stay and I like big hair. So, whoop. Yeah. Alright, so there's my blowout. I hope it helps you guys. If you have any questions about it, or are wondering about, different types of brushes or dryers or anything like that, let me know and I'll be glad to help.